It's time we talk about the Logitech G502 and the MX518. The G502 is one of the best-selling gaming mice of all time, and there's a bit of a war going on. Some say it's overrated, others say it's by far the best. For those new to the channel, my name is Zai. I've reviewed mice for the past 4 years and played Quake for over 20 years. I have a collection of about 150 mice now, and the G502 isn't even on my top 40. I've seen a lot of people use that as a reason for why it's not a good mouse, but it is a good mouse. A really good one, in fact. It's just not what I recommend for first-person shooters if you're being competitive. Put it like this: when I have to travel somewhere and can only take one mouse, and I don't have a G900 or a G903 anywhere, I will take the G502. Why? Because with the infinite scroll wheel, it's one of the best all-rounders on the market. With this, I can edit videos, browse web pages in comfort, and still play at a fairly high level. The shape is comfortable, although not perfect. It has a top optical sensor, fast response times, a decent cable, solid build other than the rattle on the infinite wheel, good materials, and so on. Everything is pretty good on it. So no, I don't hate the mouse. But after testing so many, I found that to play my best in competitive first-person shooters, I need something smaller, lighter, and more refined. That's why I used the Zowie S2, and if my hand was bigger, I would use something like the Finimouse F58. That's the basic order I choose mice in: shape and size, weight, cable, and then the rest of the features. I don't stress about the sensors much these days because the top opticals are all extremely good. I don't even care which one I'm using. It's more about the other features. Now, the next point is that I play Quake, which is a very three-dimensional game, meaning I have to aim up and down, left and right, and turn around quickly all the time. Whereas something like CSGO, it's more two-dimensional. You usually know exactly where you're meant to be aiming, and generally it's not up and down. And your flicks are usually going to be to another door or path, rather than a 180 mid-air rocket attempt. So for a game like Counter-Strike, it's not so important to get something super lightweight, although I would say it still helps for sure. Less effort needed to move the mouse means better dexterity, unless you have really shaky hands. It's much easier to place a mouse down at the right point than a 10 kilo weight. Speaking of, just a thought, but what if training your arm muscles for really smooth movements at high weights could actually help you get even smoother with low weights? Might be worth starting that training and seeing what you can achieve with your aim. Leave a comment below if you have some thoughts or data on that. Anyway, basically what I'm saying here is it also depends on the game and what kind of aiming methods you're using. You can still play really well with the G502, but I think you could play even better with another mouse. And that's what the top 40 is meant to be about. It's not an exact list, everyone is different, but it is a list of mice mostly recommended for improving accuracy in first-person shooters, with a little general use factored in as well. The G502 is a top mouse, one of the best for casual gamers who want one for all purposes, but for competitive FPS, I would say there are many better. As for the MX518, this is an old favourite for many people, so I'm trying to be nice to their memories. But given the quality of mice we have these days, this shape is really outdated and in my opinion, didn't need to be brought back. Even though this is lighter, I would still rather play with the G502. Just quickly, it's all about the shape. The sensor, cable, and everything else is fine. It's this ledge on the right that prevents me from getting a good grip. It's the buttons that have the frame around them, so if you don't have your fingers exactly on them, you won't click properly. That's especially true for people who have their fingers hanging over the front. I also don't like the thumb side, or this curve at the back for the little finger. Where the mouse is good is for the 1-3-1 grip, so if you have 3 fingers on top, then I understand. It's quite comfortable. For everything else, I would rather recommend the G402, G502, G403, Zowie EC2B, or SteelSeries Rival 600. Or the Rocket Cone if you want a thumb rest. They're all kind of similar to this style of mouse, but with much better shapes in my opinion. It does seem better than the Nixius Revel Fit, but I didn't recommend that either. Again though, I'm just a guy with a lot of mice, and just because I have an opinion, doesn't mean it's fact. It also doesn't mean you have to listen to me. If you like the MX518, by all means go buy one, especially if you had one in the past. I'm sure you'll love having it again, but I do still think you'll play better with another mouse and be more comfortable and happier. So I hope that helps. This channel is mostly about finding the best gaming mice for competitive play, so subscribe for that, but I also do some help videos and other product reviews. Thanks to Logitech for sending out the MX518 for a review, even though I didn't actually want it, didn't ask for it, and don't really like it. I appreciate it anyway. That is probably the worst thank you I've ever said. But while I'm here, I might as well say that this video is not sponsored, they're just my thoughts and opinions. But I hope you enjoyed the video, like and share it, and I'll catch you in the next.